Alright, so welcome to another Notations video, and the topic that I'm going to be going over is grounding. So I just released a video um, giving grounding tips, and so what is grounding? To me, grounding is becoming aware of the moment and feeling comfortable where you're at in the present. And there are some ways that when there's a lot going on or you want to be intentional with grounding yourself, there are things that you can do to help you be more aware of where you're at and kind of clear your mind so that you can have a clearer idea of where you're at in that moment. So the first one that was in the video was being present in nature. So for me, I would say nature is a perfect place to be present in, because it kind of takes you out of your routine and things are around you. If you're in like a nature preserve or a park, it's kind of like a serene, peaceful place, and it puts your mind in a good space, a good headspace. Nature has been something that I fell in love with, especially in 2020 when a lot of places were closed, and I found myself really appreciating nature more. There are no expectations, there are no pressures. If you can find a good space, maybe get a picnic blanket or find a place to sit and just observe nature, observe the birds or the insects or the trees or the water, and how the smells, sights, sounds, maybe the weather, maybe it's windy, maybe it's hot, maybe it's cold. Being present in nature puts you in like a place where your instincts are returning back to the earth, you could kind of say. And being boxed up in a place or in a home or in a room isn't really natural. You're supposed to be outside. So I think that's a really good way to be present and ground yourself. If you feel like you're in the office or you're at home or you're just in a place where you don't feel like you fit in or you can't make sense of what's going on, being in nature is really good. The next thing I said was breathing. So, of course, we automatically breathe. We do automatic breathing a lot of times, but when we do manual breathing, it allows us to kind of collect our thoughts, and it's kind of like a tactile sensation. When you're breathing in, you feel the air going into your body and flowing out, and you can use that to calm yourself down. One thing I like to do is with a breath, I'll think of an intention or even say an intention and then release it. So I'll say like positivity, or I'll think about that when I'm breathing in. So, and I'll do whatever pace fits well with me. If maybe I'm feeling negative or I'm feeling anxious, I'll think of a word that puts me in a better place, in a positive space. And with every breath, I think that word or say it, and then I release it with that same word. Also, you can breathe and hold it in for 3 seconds. That helps you to calm down and also connects you to your heartbeat, because you're able to feel your heart when that extra oxygen is held and released. You can kind of silences the mind and puts you in a place where you're just focused on your breath instead of allowing your mind to jump from one thought to the next. So the next thing that I put in the video was writing out feelings. So there's a lot of different ways that you can approach this. There was a video that I released before this present one, the current one, talking about James Pennebaker. So he developed a method called expressive writing, which was used to help those that maybe underwent a traumatic experience or experienced a traumatic event. And the method was basically writing out your thoughts 15 minutes a day for 4 consecutive days, 4 days in a row. And he studied this and found that maybe subjectively that the people felt more connected to themselves and to the ability to process their feelings and thoughts surrounding the event. I think that, you can just sit down and find a space and time within the day to just sit down and kind of just let your mind float and pick out what thoughts you want to put on paper. Maybe you can just, like, today I did this, and then it'll lead to maybe something that you put off in the back of your mind, but now it comes to the forefront because you've created the space to actually write and be aware of those thoughts. Sometimes we don't have time to think. We just have to get done. We have to just go. But sitting down in front of a pad, a piece of paper, even on your phone, and just writing out, how do I feel? Because there's different layers of feeling that we may go through during the day. And it really helps us to ground ourselves, because we can be feeling a certain way and not even know why we feel that way. More on this, I also like to do different exercises. So drawing charts, drawing shapes, and then filling those shapes in with either, with, I wouldn't say color, but just filling shapes in to represent maybe a certain level or percentage of a feeling or a thought, and also putting words or drawings in those shapes. And matter of fact, I want to show you right here. So I'm gonna transition over to the iPad so I can show you what I'm talking about.
I'll just put journaling tools. Okay, and just real quick, these are some of the things that I'll do. So I'll just draw a graph. This is how I draw it. I'll do an arrow here and an arrow here. And so this is just like happy going in this direction, and then sad, or like good, not good. So no matter what time of the day, I'll just kind of start right here, and then I'll just try to find out, like, where am I in this current moment, and then I'll put here. And the length of this line doesn't necessarily determine how much time has passed. It's just to give me buffer to kind of figure out, so I can draw the line where I'm at in the current moment. Then I'll draw a circle. We call this an energy circle. So I fill this circle up to the capacity of energy I feel at that moment. So I'll put right here. This represents, like, maybe I have like 49%. I won't put a percentage, but maybe you can. But this is to kind of help me recognize, where's my energy at. The next thing I'll do is a doodle box or a mood box. And I'll kind of just quickly think of an image or just draw, like, how I feel. You can have an intention or an idea of what you want to draw, or just draw some random stuff, and this can kind of help you figure out how to draw out that feeling in a picture. The next thing I'll do is a thought pyramid, or an awareness pyramid, and it'll have 3 tiers, one at the bottom, middle, and the top. So I'll say at the bottom, at this moment, say nutrition. That's what's on my mind. So making sure, like, I eat. And then the middle thing is relax. And then at the top, maybe I'll have enough space to write content. So these are the 3 things that are on my mind. It'll kind of help me figure out, okay, what's on my mind, what's at the top of my mind at this moment, or what things do I want to prioritize right now. And again, it could be for the day, it could be for the moment, but it's just a tool to help you get something into these spaces so that you can figure out where you're at. Next thing is an anxiety bar. And because anxiety is something that I struggle with, I try to, in the moment, figure out, okay, where's my anxiety? I'll say my anxiety is about right there. For me, that's great. But I'll do an anxiety bar, and then the next thing that I started doing is an anger bar. So I don't know why I just draw it like that, and maybe like got a little anger, aggressiveness. But you can use any shape you want. You can use a square, triangle, but energy circle, mood chart. Here is a mood square or mood box. I'll just call it a mood box. This is a awareness. Oh, let's say awareness triangle. And I'll tie these in. These are an anxiety. I never remember how to spell anxiety. It's making me anxious. Anxiety and anger bar. And yeah, all these help me to figure out where I'm at mentally.
All right, so that's that. And the next thing was body scan. So just wherever you're at, just kind of maybe breathing to kind of calm yourself down, and then from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, slowly try to fill out where there is tension in your body. So, checking your jaw. It could be the most subtle thing, but just any tension, just kind of trying to pinpoint in your body, trying to feel your body consciously. Where's the tension? Is it in my shoulders? Is it, in my feet? Is it in my hands, my arms? And then just being aware of that, you can release it. You can tense up, then release. If you feel like you can't just relax, add more tension to that area, or tense that area so that you can feel a difference, a noticeable difference between tense and relaxed. And just doing that and just kind of just sitting, maybe closing your eyes, combining breathing techniques and maybe positive thinking with whatever sensations you're feeling or that you're trying to deal with in that moment. Or even if it's not that you're trying to deal with something, you just want to be in the present moment. Just, maybe feeling how the environment is interacting with your body. So if you're outside, you're doing, a body scan outside in nature. You can, if the sun's out, how does the sun feel on your skin? How does the wind feel on your skin? Or maybe you're in water, how does the water feel? So that's the body scan. And then do another one. I didn't put this in the video, but talking to someone. Sometimes we feel like we don't have friends to reach out to. If we don't, I would recommend therapy. That's a fantastic thing that's available. Sometimes it's not available it's rarely available. So just finding someone that you can trust. If you have the option or you have the availability of someone that is willing to give you an ear and let you talk about how you feel, or maybe, again, it doesn't have to be like a situation where you're trying to resolve an issue. Just talking to somebody, that can help bring you in the present moment, but then too, it could take you away. But that was an experimental thought. Maybe if you're just you're in the grocery store, or you're just in a public place, maybe complimenting somebody. Say, hey, I like your shoes, or I like your watch. or like, not in a creepy, I don't know, but like, just like trying to interact with people presently. That could be another thing. Because I know sometimes I'm just trying to get where I'm trying to go, and I do get a positive. I do feel positive when I interact with people in a positive way, and it helps me be present instead of just ignoring people around me, or being in my phone, or just being, picking the right moment. If you feel comfortable with approaching somebody, or during the day, you just say, hey, it's a nice day. I hope you have a great day. When those opportunities present themselves for us to be present with people in our lives that we don't know, or calling up a friend, encouraging them, giving them words of encouragement, sending a text, being present with our connections with people, whether they're strangers or they're acquaintances or they're friends or family. Talking to people, being present about our intentions and our view of our relationship with them, and like actively, presently putting positive things into the experiences of others. So that was all I had to talk about. Grounding. You can look up grounding tips, and they have a bunch online. But grounding is so important because sometimes life can feel overwhelming, and I try to do grounding techniques when it's not overwhelming, so that I get the benefit of just being mindful of what I'm doing. It just makes me feel good. But sometimes life can be overwhelming, and then having those, if you're already doing those grounding techniques, maybe you can mitigate some of that stress by, because you're already doing it, it's easier for you to go into it instead of just sit with it and continue to ignore maybe the sensations, the thoughts, or the feelings that you're having. And it's better for your mental health to be aware of what's going on, just like mental and physical health, because it encapsulates everything. So hope you enjoyed it, and check Knowtations out. Check some videos out. Let me know if you like this video, subscribe, and have a great day.